ladies and goddamn gentlemen, we have a competitive match on today. I know I'm excited. The match today is going to be, let me get this right, because there are like a billion teams involved. It is TFK versus EMV, EMU War Veterans, LAG, Laughs and Games, and, of course, the new clan, APX. There are a few mercs on as well. It is the biggest Frankenstein of a team think I've ever seen. But before I keep talking more than I should, I've always got a good co-caster. Co-caster today is none other than your friend and mine. This is Kingsy. Those of you that don't know, that's actually his face. That's a webcam. That's not even like a still photo. Kingsy, how are you, mate? How's your day been?
I've been pretty good, Stu. It's been an interesting day, that's for sure. How has your day been?
Fucking-nificent. I'm always pretty happy every time I get to do one of these casts. This is your first time. Is this your first time doing a cast with us?
100%, yeah. I've never done it before, so I thought I might as well dip the toes in the water. And
Hell yeah. What we're looking at the moment, obviously the server hasn't rolled yet. We're just sort of floating over the TFK lads, seeing what they're getting themselves into pre-match. But before we get there, Kingsy, I'm led to believe, my friend, that you're just starting a little bit of Twitch streaming. True?
Yes, true. I've finally started to dabble in it. Yeah, same thing again. It's going to be interesting. I don't normally do it, but, see where we go from here.
I know. I jumped into your stream the other day. Things looked good, mate. And it was a bit of fun. You're obviously a much better Hell Let Loose player than I will ever be, but you normally play tanks. I only watched you playing infantry. It felt wrong, my friend. It felt wrong.
Yeah, well, when your crew's not around, you're just going to play infantry, unfortunately.
Yeah, did you at least kill some tanks to sort of get that armor bloodlust up?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I think I failed at AT as usual.
No. We will have to get you a webcam at some stage. But until then, you guys are stuck with that. You know what? Fuck it. It looks delicious. I'm vaguely okay with it. Jesus. There's a bit of stuff happening in the old OCE community lately. APAI is the big tournament coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Kingsy, just let me know. Are you playing in that?
Yeah, I'll be present. I'm also Foyboy and Only Clan's team rep for the APAI, so it'll be good.
Magnificent. What are we going with? Is it still the Only Boys, or are we going with Fuck You?
We've changed tags out to Fuck You.
You know what? I'm vaguely okay with that.
I think most of us are. It's an interesting tag, and when you start saying it on a stream, it sounds good.
Yeah, it does. I don't know what you're getting at with fuck you. Obviously, it's just a normal word and it's not offensive in any way. But yeah, big tournament coming up. Obviously, there's some international teams coming to play, so I'm genuinely looking forward to see how that rolls out with some of the Oceanic clans that have been putting a lot of work into the competitive scene lately. What do we got? We got 10th Mountains coming to play with us, if I'm not mistaken. Who else from international? Was it Sesh or Eva? One of the Chinese teams was playing, if I remember rightly.
Evo's jumped in, and I'm pretty sure Sev and 501 have partnered up for this.
Nice.
I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on it, but...
Well, so I've got a tradition around here. Every time that I cast an international scrim, I put a suit on. I'm going to have to get that thing dry cleaned so fucking much through this whole tournament. That's all right. I'm vaguely okay with it. What else is coming up? Let's go over. Obviously, the Fuck You team is OC Only Clans and the Foy Boys teaming up for some big matches coming up. What do we got? We've got 3 para tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, my dude.
Yep, that's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
On this channel.
Yes, Stu will be looking after that. We've also got GBI, so Gary Busters. I think that's next Sunday at 4. Don't quote me on that one again.
Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, only because I've got a wedding and can't cast it. It's not my wedding, but it's one I probably do need to show up for. And then on the Sunday, we've got the Fuck You versus Core. Who the hell sorted out that match? That is an OCE team playing one of the biggest and best clans in the world.
Yeah, they're also my favourite Hell Let Loose season clans, so a little bit of a fanboy moment. But, you know, it's going to be
What?
interesting.
Wait, are you going to be in the side? Is this something that we need to worry about?
Well, I will be versing the core side, but I'm expecting to be slaughtered by their tank crews. But it is what it is.
Look, I think it's a great step forward. Playing some of these international scrims against some of these bigger clans is just really good for the OCE community. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how our lads stack up. Kingsy, did you play in the game against 10th Mountain and 20th Panzer Grenadiers?
100%, I was there. It was a good match. You don't get to see tanks much, so you wouldn't have seen me doing our thing. But
I try. I like hovering over tanks, just because they tend to be a little bit of a place where like fights happen over tanks. Even if the tank's just something that's trying to get out of trouble, like you can see you guys trying to fucking retreat, get out of this, too many infantry. They're just like a focal point of the battle. As soon as your lads move in with the tank, you know that something's going to happen. Either a bunch of infantry are going to get fucking slaughtered, or the tank's going to die after a satchel. You know, like something's going to happen. So that's why we tend to focus on tanks a little bit. I have had a bit of a suggestion that I need to look at some recon today. Obviously, recon, if they're doing their job right, is a little bit boring to watch in the background, but it's a crucial part of the team. So I'm going to try and focus a little bit on that today. If I don't remember, please remind me, Kingsy, because that's on me and you now, because you're a co-caster. Look, we're about to get into this game. We're just sort of cruising around. You guys can see that up there. This is the TFK side doing whatever the hell TFK do before matches. I'm sure they've got some sort of weird fucking pre-match rituals they go through. What are you looking at on your screen, my guy?
I've just got a typical whole bunch of team killing. Jaeger's running around lost as usual. Wormwood's just casually standing there, not doing much.
There we go.
I would give anyone $10 to shoot Wormwood right now.
There you go. That's Kingsy's screen. We'll switch over to that whenever we get a chance. I'll keep it on mine as much as I possibly can, just because it tends to be a little smoother and whatnot coming out of my PC. But this game is about a minute from being underway. It looks like all the lads are prepped. Let's have a look at who's playing today. I'm going to go ahead and assume. Who do we think's going to be the commander for your side, for the EMV side, my guy?
Oof. Well, that's a good question. I actually don't 100% know, but it could be Wormwood. He could be having a crack at it. He does play commander from time to time, so that might actually be their commander.
Well, Dan from TFK is in the commander spot at the moment, but I'm not too sure. We're gonna have to wait until it shakes out. I don't sit there and have a chat with the lads beforehand to figure all this out. I like for it to happen organically, but these are the sides you're looking at today. Have a good look over those names. There are a lot of good lads that you know and love from the OCE community. Hopefully this gets rolled shortly, because that's just gone 7:30. We should be underway shortly with any luck.
Yeah, by the looks of it, both teams are a couple players short, but that'll be fixed shortly, and then we'll kick it off.
There you go, that's Hell Destroyer. Obviously trying to go to town on that tank with a knife. I don't know whether he knows this, but knives and melee in general isn't that effective. Is not that effective against tanks. I don't know whether you knew that.
I've tried it a few times. It hasn't worked in my favour when I've done it.
Yeah, I do like the old pull out a bandage and run behind a tank just so they think they're about to get satcheled. I do like that. That's a bit of fun.
I tend to just get blown up by the tank before I even get there, so...
Truth. That was just a bunch of bits. That tank decided to wake up. Very good. Oh, they're running a little bit late. Hopefully it rolls shortly. I am actually looking forward to this. The stream has just gone live, so I'll just post a cheeky little bit of the teams in there so people know who we're fucking looking at. There we go. Come on, lads. I believe in you. Start this match. I want to get a little bit of something underway. TFK, Mr. Chu. What's he up to? What's his pre-game? Getting shot at, obviously. First, you are first, Nicholas. Love you too, cunt. Excellent. And welcome to the goddamn stream, each and every one of you. Hey, did you know there was a Task Force Koala Twitch? I don't know who that is, but I'm genuinely interested.
Bet it's Mr. Chu. It has to be Mr. Chu.
But he's currently playing.
But
How can he be?
Might have 3 arms and 4 legs.
Hey, we are on a 15-minute delay, so obviously, if you've never watched one of these casts, we do them on a delay, just so it keeps everything fair. Nobody can do any stream sniping. Ooh, they're running as a squad. I'm genuinely interested. Look at that. Some coordinated shit going on there. Oh, nope, they're stabbing each other. That's fine. That's also fine, too. We love a little bit of melee combat before the match starts.
I think it's a ritual. If you're not team killing each other before a match starts, you're not doing it right.
That is Nemo Nukel, Chad Gambit, John Zena chasing after Jestaz. There are the lads. Oh, enough with the smoke because my GPU goddamn hates it. Ah, they love a good team photo before the match. Look at that shit. Now, honestly, if they could just start the match, we're only running 5 minutes late, which I feel like is pretty good for a competitive match.
I think this side's getting a bit antsy. More people are dying and now the tank's now starting to blow people up too.
Worth it. Absolutely goddamn worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, it is a goddamn pleasure to have you around today. It is a goddamn pleasure. This game today is none other. This is going to be versus TFK versus the Emu War Veterans, Lag, and the new clan APX. There will be a lot of names you've seen. Can I get you to have a look over your team list there, Kingsy, and just let me know. There are a lot of fill-ins in this one. I think they've marked themselves as Merc. Who are some of the other clans that are being represented here?
I would assume that from a couple of Mercs, RD's, wherever he has disappeared to, RD's an NRD member, Gobatron, Camo, Pariah, Eski, Jaeger, Jagdpanzer, they're all Foy boys. They're one of my kind.
Yep. There's a bunch of good lads in there, isn't there?
100%. All good people to play with.
Excellent. Oh, I love a good satchel. Even if it is team killing. Get on it, lads. More people on the satchel is what I need to see. Oh, there's only 2. I feel hard done by if that satchel only gets a couple of people.
Here they go. They're starting to move into it. Oh, no. They run away from it. Well, it looks like they're diffusing. Oh, no.
Did they just defuse a satchel? No, good. I moved too far away. You know how this is going. Haha, let's go.
Big double.
Map was chained. We've been rolled. Did they just... What? Oh, that cuts me. That cuts me deep, Kingsy. That hurts.
Yeah, I like to watch the giblets go everywhere when a Sati goes off.
The map has just been chained. 15 seconds, and we're going to be into this new match. We'll do our darndest to get our old admin cam up as soon as humanly possible. You'll do that. You'll do the same on your side, mate. Good luck. Have fun. TFK, Lag, Emu War Veterans, and Apex. Good luck, lads.
Get it.
Oh, I'm fucking looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this for days. For weeks. Months I've been looking forward to this one, Kingsy. Months! Okay, I only heard about this one yesterday, but let's get the hell into it. Find myself a cheeky armor squad. Let's go. And it looks like TFK Dan has jumped into the commander. So Dan is going to be the TFK commander. Who is the commander on your side, my guy?
It appears we're not running a commander. Oh, no, 100%. There you go, Wormwood. Wormwood just stepped up, as I said.
So you absolutely called that correctly. Let's have a look at what they're doing. Now, this is the TFK side. So we're just going to see what the start of the match looks like for them. What you'd expect from these lads is just to start putting down some subs, getting their nodes up. You'll see them start to do that. There'll be a bunch of redeploys. It's sort of become standard. You get those nodes up, and there they are. That's the first set going on over here. 2 sets of supplies down already. Oh, they go on the 3 build. They go Charon puts down the third set of supply, so that is a very quick node setup from TFK. They've definitely improved that. That's a massive improvement from last time we saw them. How are we looking over on your side, my guy? Are nodes getting done?
We are lacking behind on the node builds.
Oh, we're going to flip over there.
Magical's standing there just waiting for someone to give him some subs. Rabid's built one manpower. That's useful.
Yeah, I feel like
they're lagging behind a bit. Maybe because they've got lag members. That's why.
I see what you did there. You made a pun out of words, and I love it. Never stop doing that, Kingsy. So yeah, look, the node blueprints are down, but I guess you sort of expect to see this with a team that's been a little bit cobbled together. It is a bit of a Frankenstein team. That said, there are some very good players on this. Match warm-up has 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go, and we're going to follow some of this shit in. Let's goddamn go, ladies and gentlemen. Look, with any luck, they'll get some nodes. With any luck, somebody will build a goddamn Gary at some stage during this. I know. You'd like to think they probably got it sorted by now. That's all right. Red Dragon has just pointed out, ew, Kingsy. That is Kingsy, and it is a goddamn pleasure to have him around here. A goddamn pleasure, Red.
Yeah, don't bully me, Red.
There you go.
I'm meeting Red for the first time tomorrow, so he'll regret that.
Oh, good. I like to see that. That's one transport truck. It's only got 3 passengers. It's waiting at the historically accurate invisible wall. I don't know whether you knew this, Kingsy, but they actually had these invisible walls in World War II. It was actually it was a result of some of the occult research from the Nazis. They used it mainly to delay the Allies. I don't know whether you knew that, but that's historically accurate.
It's news to me. I never knew that.
Good. I like to think I'm here to entertain and provide some knowledge. 1 second. Let's goddamn go, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I probably could have picked a better truck to be following in because that one's only got 3 in. Supply trucks making their way up. What else have we got? Looks like they've gone heavy down the bottom, so let's swing down there and see what this TFK advance looks like. Don't mind me. Whilst we're waiting for them to get into position, I'll just let you know the points that we're going to be fighting over today is from left to right, from the TFK side to the Emu War Veteran side is La Prairie, Western Approach. The middle point, of course, will be Checkpoint. Maison du Creek, my French accent is fucking terrible and comes from Monty Python. And Rousseau de Ferme. Rousseau de Ferme. Yeah, I got no idea what the fuck that's actually supposed to sound like, but we're going to run with that. Here we go. That is a full transport truck. We're going to follow them in. And this is going to be a big fight over the middle point.
100%. We've got a full transport truck rolling in from the LS side as well.
There you go. Is that X driving that? And none other than X.
X is on the roof. He's playing AT.
AT on the roof.
Someone's in the truck, fortunately.
It looks like that EMV has managed to get into the point nice and early and started to take that cap. We're going to see that wave from TFK push in from the top. They know exactly where the enemies come from. There has been, I was just going to say, there's been a severe lack of artillery just as one pops in. And that's pretty good placement. It did miss them, but that's exactly where you'd expect them to come from. You'd expect the RD to start fighting over there. They'll start creeping it forward as the TFK lads start giving them better information. There we go. X still alive. One hell of a player. Taking down Hello Kink. Hello Kink. Tad going down to the bottom of your screen. Powerrun and New Vanilla, I'm assuming, and Terry Fold. Prawn Hub pushing up on the right-hand side as squad lead. He's going to run into Redus. X holding up in that house there. He's going to have a bit of a big satchel going off. That is 100% less X we're going to see in the start of this match. But I'm going to say that EMV still got a bit of a advantage over the middle point at the moment. Terry Fold, Coffee, and Prawn Hub are the last ones, but that is a tank. You lads brought a tank to a gunfight. That's the tank of FedEx. FedEx, Syntax, and Scorty. Scorty, he was in my team in the old squad thing that Nopper sorted out. He's a damn good lad, and it was a pleasure to play with him. The point is currently contested and just starting to go back towards EMV's way. What are you looking at the moment, my guy?
Scotty's currently engaging the enemy Panzer IV. And unfortunately, Scotty's now dead, so that Panzer IV gets to live another day.
That's all right. Screamer's Curse, of course, as soon as we got over and had a look at it, we see that that Panzer IV is completely on fire. I don't know if you knew this, Kingsy, but tanks aren't supposed to be that badly on fire. That's not even a thing.
Well, that looks like my tank in general. It's dripping on fire.
Magnificent. This is still a hard-fought battle over middle point. Just whilst I'm flying over the mid here, can I get you to look at the Gary placement for your side? What sort of Garys, what sort of OPs are we looking at? How are their spawn points looking over the middle point at the moment, mate?
We've only got 3 garrisons up. One's at Mason, one's at Cemetery, and one's a bit further back from Mason, and they're just running off OPs, but most of the OPs are now down on the point. So
Yeah,
TFK
this is
starting to run us over.
This has absolutely been a very strong push from TFK. Starting to take back that point. Retro moving around the top. Obviously, Prawn Hub just going down. Trace is going to come in to support. Madcapped Beef going to play with Shags. Hoogs just going down. But I'll tell you what. X and Slim Reaper taking that building, that's a fairly important spot to be taking on this point. It just gives you that bit of oversight, doesn't it, Kingsy?
100% it does. That's what you need. That building is key on this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell Destroyer is sitting up in the building onto to the left side of our road at the moment. It just doesn't provide that much. There's only really that one window you can look out across the street from the top. Forex going down. Vapo from the top is going to start moving down. But I'll tell you what, I'd be worried if I were TFK. Having X up in that window is a genuinely terrifying proposition. But Retro going absolutely goddamn ballistic, clearing out that house. And that house we were talking about, Kingsy, Retro is done. He's done a service to the TFK side because he's managed to clear it out, and this point is now half capped for the TFK side. This is huge. I did not see this coming. I'm just
TFK doing really well.
TFK are absolutely crushing it over this middle point. They, whilst I have a look at their Garys, they do have some excellent Gary placement. They do have that blue side Gary just towards the west of checkpoint that we're looking at over the middle of your screen at the moment. Lots of good wide and good wide OPs, and they've also got those narrow OPs for providing the bulk of the forces for the rest of their lads to work off. They do have some defensive Garys, obviously expecting to lose that middle point with that heavy EMV push. They've got the 3 Garys around Western Approach, and you'd assume that's going to be a bit of a job for the recon squads for the EMV side to sort out. But checkpoint, I think it's going to go to TFK. This has been a great push from their lads. Not the way I saw it going, but this has been absolutely magnificent.
Unfortunately, we didn't have any garrisons up, so now spawning out of Mason and doing that long hoof through open fields and that little waterway.
Yeah, there really aren't that many approaches. We're having a look at my screen at the moment. If you sort of see towards the middle, those 2 lines of trees, which is a waterway to the right and a road to the left, are really the only approaches you have onto checkpoint from that side. So this is going to take a little something from the commander to get them moving and get them on some flanks. I'll tell you what, though. Kingsy, what I'm looking at the moment is towards the top of your screen, the EMV lads have taken that town. There are a bunch of them up the road to the north. That can be fairly crucial just to get on that flank, and that'll start providing them that extra angle of attack. Garrison's been marked up. Is that garrison marker accurate? Let me have a quick squiz in there, because I'm not seeing a garrison. I think they've just assumed it's going to be there. But there are supplies going in. There's supplies for the TFK side. So they've marked up a Gary. Clearly not an enemy Gary there, but this looks like it's going to be a strong hold this early in the match from the TFK side. So well done, lads. That was damn well played. Let me just click a little bit of this button. These are the teams that are playing. Obviously, you guys have seen this 15 minutes ago, but there you go. If you're interested in any of the teams, they're the lads that are playing. Fucking get on it, boys. If you follow any of the sides, I've put them up as follower emotes, so all you got to do is follow this channel, and you do get to use any of those emotes, so enjoy those ones, my guys. There you go. Blue Zone Gary going down on checkpoint. That's going to be actually, there are 2 Garys. There's one on checkpoint itself for the TFK lads. Howdy hi. Pleasure to have you, Snorting. I'm just going to put one of my little delay messages because we are delayed. But there's a blue side Gary on on checkpoint itself, and they've managed to get their South Gary and a North Gary. That North Gary in that town we were talking about, where EMV was trying to do a little bit of a push, but looks like the TFK have managed to push them out, and EMV's got a goddamn job on. They've got a job on their hands, Kingsy.
100%. They're quite spread out. Prize on his own, pushing out to the southwest west region. Assuming he's probably trying to get a garrison up too. He's about to have contact with Evil, so see who wins this gunfight, and then it'll be from there.
Let's flick over.
And Pariah's won the fight.
There you go. Just as we called it, Pariah taking down none other than Evil Lantor. God damn it. Pronouncing names in this game is the bane of my existence. Bring back Gag Reflex Barbie, because I knew how to say that one.
That's a good name, that one.
It is a hell of a good name, isn't it? I'll tell you what. I'm going to switch back over to my screen, Kingsy. So what we're seeing is exactly what you'd expect from the TFK side. What they're doing is starting to push out towards the east, down those angles of attack. Obviously, the next point, Maison du Cirque, all they need to do is start pushing it there, because it provides that front for the rest of their side to work off. So this is looking very strong from this TFK side. Tell you what, Kingsy, after the last BPL, TFK have gone from strength to strength. We're seeing some great stuff from them at the moment.
100%. They've really improved from BPL. And it's good to see that, through all the competitive games they're playing, they're learning, they're getting better, and they will become a formidable force eventually.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, Kingsy. I did have an ulterior motive for getting you in on this cast. I am notorious for not being able to identify any of the new tanks. What am I looking at here? Am I wrong if I said this is a Panzer IV?
It's 100% a Panzer IV.
Look at that! I had to get one right this match! That is the Panzer IV that they had from the start of the map. It's getting up on that flank, and that's going to provide a little bit of support for their lads. The only thing I would like to see, Kingsy, and you know this as a tank man, that tank is pushing up on its own. I'd like to see that infantry support try to get in and give it a bit of a hand, because tanks on their own generally don't do that well against teams of infantry, do they?
When you've got a lot of A2 running around, it's not worth it, but I like to see tanks pushing up. You don't see it often. Aggressive tank plays can change the tide of war, because people focus on tanks a lot once they get close. So.
Can I get you to do me a favour, my guy? I did promise that I was going to go have a look at some recon squads. Can you go have a look at some of the recon on the EMV side? And we're just going to see what they're up to and what we think their gameplay is. The Beardless Viking going down to Jestaz. Jestaz is having a hell of a game as a sniper, just sort of holding up in that building at the moment. But Kingsy, have you found them? And what are we looking at, my guy?
I found one, and Viper's just going for a nice walk through an open field.
Let's have a squiz at what Kingsy's looking at. There you go.
The backside of checkpoint. So
he is at the moment.
Enemy garrisons. I'm not too sure where his sniper is there.
I'm wondering if they are playing a sniper. That was something we saw in a lot of the old BPL games. Is we'd play a recon squad with no sniper. That seems to be changing. Most teams seem to be now placing a sniper in their teams. But I love that the meta's changing in the OCE region, and we get to follow it as we go.
Actually, I'm thinking maybe Viper's sniper might be Magical Arab, who is out in the middle of nowhere, just cruising through open fields again. Oh no, he's in the wheat field. He's having fun.
Oh, I love a good wheat field. Obviously, looking at admin cam like we are, it looks so obvious where the players are, but anybody that's actually played this game will know that it's impossible to see anybody. You can crawl through an entire wheat field and have people run past you and have exactly zero idea what's happening. I'm going to flip back to my screen at the moment, because whilst we were looking at recon, EMV have made a very good push into point. Mirage, one of the lads, Slim Reaper and Hoogs, they're going to be supported by Vapo, Guy and Shags. They've taken out the entirety of this TFK side. So this point is starting to flip back towards EMV.
Prize also managed to find one of their back garrisons trying to take it down, but unfortunately he's just died to Chad.
No! I'm lucky I didn't switch over, and we can't call this one the Streamer's Curse, because we didn't go have a look, but Mr. Chu from TFK is the last TFK lad left on checkpoint. You'd like to think that their command chat should be going absolutely goddamn ballistic at the moment, trying to get people to come back and support them. Because at the moment, there isn't much. There you go. Knuckles. Okay, Knuckle isn't going to make it there. Obviously, as soon as I mention his name, he goes down. Nemo's going to spawn in. Unless TFK gets some numbers back, this point's going to go towards EMV.
It's looking like that. I think TFK may have just prioritised the Southern wheat field because they've got a lot of players up there with nothing in cap, minus these 3 players. But it's a curse. It's you either protect the wheat field or you let them walk through the back door.
Yeah, and obviously we're playing sort of APAI rules at the moment. 35 v 35. We're playing the rules as per the new tournament in OCE that's going to be coming up over the next month. Bombing run going in. I'm assuming that was a TFK bombing run. Absolutely ineffective. That took out exactly 0 people. So ineffective, but the cap did start to go back towards TFK there. Yep, they're starting to get numbers back now. Jags is on the other side of the hedge now. Recession of Crimp, I can't say that goddamn name. And John Zena.
Proceeds of crime.
Proceeds of crime. I have no idea what in God's name that says. That's fine. We'll go with proceeds of crime. There you go. They took down Shags. So this point's going to go back towards TFK. This is going to be a hard fight over middle. We might just sort of stick out around here if we can for the moment.
Yeah, Vapor's locked in a little house all by himself. He's making a play. He's making a play. But I think
there you go. There you go. In chat, it's Loza, number 88, has just said, don't ever stop, Kingsy. There you go, mate from yours.
Love you too. He's a foy boy, he is.
Is he? Very good. It's a pleasure to have each and first time chat from him as well. It's a pleasure to see all the clans jumping in support. I appreciate the living shit out of each and every one of you. Let's get back to this fight because it's starting to tick back towards EMV. Can I get you to have a look at Kingsy? What spawn points are they running off? Are they still running off OPs or have they managed to get a garrison down?
They're still working the OPs. The garrison's essentially the same from when we started. It's all OP work now.
Yep. Proceeds of crime. Shags has just run straight past him. Proceeds of crime. Absolutely taking down Shags for a second time. That artillery is going to be ineffective. But bomb till going down in the thing. Jeez, I don't know how Proceeds of Crime is managing to avoid getting artied there. Maybe it's just sort of falling in that ditch and it's not quite clipping him. But the point going back towards TFK, and whilst we've been talking about this, the next point is contested. The next point, which is Maison de Creek, is started to be contested by the TFK lads. It's Hello Kink and Sharon, supported by Prawn Hub. There's not too many lads. This is going to be a tough one. Does EMV keep on with this push, or do they send lads back to try and defend?
It's hard in smaller versions. Either you got to keep the force up or just break it. But I think X is slowly clearing them out off this point, so they should be right to continue attacking mid-cap.
Magnificent. The big thing for EMV here is we're looking at FedEx's tank. No Nukel jumping in. He's going to get the satchel down, or is he going to get run over? He's going to get shot by FedEx. Well done, FedEx. Avoiding the satchel then. He won't know it, but FedEx going down. But he did do his job. He did stop that satchel from going down. Syntax and Scotty are going to have to deal without him. If I'm not mistaken, is that one a 75? Is that a 75 Sherman?
That's the medium.
The medium, so, like an M4.
Yes, but we do also have a 76 live. It's currently engaging a Panther. Both have a shot into each other.
Ooh, let's have a swing over and have a look at what you're looking at the moment. That'll be the Panther that you're looking at, if I'm not mistaken.
100%. Panther's below, and as you can see, just the top of the screen is the 76.
Yep.
Yag Panther's out to start a repair on it. And we've had a rocket ricochet off the back of the Panther. I'm not sure who that came from. That would have been Mirage.
Well done, Mirage. Mirage is one hell of a player. Obviously, the rocket ricocheted, but you win some, you lose some. There you go. TFK has managed to take superiority over this middle point at the moment.
And the M4 is now pushing up to the back of the Panther, and the Panther is not reacting.
Maybe they haven't seen it.
They're driving past each other. The M4
have they not? Surely, okay.
It's now returning.
Surely they've seen it now. There is a tank on fire. Get it done, lads. Was that shot a miss? Did that ricochet?
That was a Rick, and the M4 should secure the kill. Good kill.
There you go. M4 over the Panther. You'd love to see that.
Sorry. FedEx has died, didn't he?
FedEx did die. He did get out and defend that little satchel that was put down. Delicious. This has been some great gameplay. We'll switch back to me. This is the point. TFK is starting to take a little bit of domination at the moment. Shags is not having the best of game. Chad absolutely doing some work there, taking out Slim Reaper. Proceeds of Crime, still mixing it up there. There are a couple of lads from Endahoy, the EMV lads pushing in. He's going to see the Gary. There we go. That's Gobertron. One hell of a play. He's going to start taking it down. Nemo's going to want to get across and take that one out. Mr. Chu. There you go. Mr. Chu taking down Gobertron, but not before he took down the Gary. So that is no TFK Garys on point, on checkpoint. But it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, is EMV starting to take this point on cap weight alone?
They are. If both of these tanks push in together, they'll be able to cause a massive ruckus within point.
I really feel like I need to talk to some of these guys in my Twitch chat, but I'm genuinely engrossed in this game. Paul Taurus, fucking welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for stopping by, you beautiful motherfucker. This is on a 15-minute delay. This is a game between TFK and an amalgamate side of Emu War Veterans, LAG, LAG, and the new clan APX. The blueberries that you see at the moment, that is the TFK boys that the team I've joined. Thank you very much for the follow. I goddamn appreciate it, my guy. The red ones that you see is the Frankenstein clan. This is a hard fought battle over midpoint at the moment. Mr. Chu doing his darndest. Proceeds of Crime. Obviously, we've seen him mix it up, but it's purely based on the amount of red berries. Just as we mentioned his name, Proceeds of Crime, going down to Slim Reaper there. But EMV, I think they're going to take this point. I don't know whether TFK can get the numbers back now, mate.
I don't think so. Having tank superiority at the moment with Scotty's now driven into point, he just doesn't care. And the 76 is providing covering fire.
Yeah, is that the 76 you were talking about? No, that's a 75 that's in the middle of point at the moment. That's FedEx, Syntax, and Scotty, the one we were talking about before. I did promise I was going to look at less tanks, but how can I not look at tanks when I've got goddamn Kingsy as a co-caster? God damn it, how can I not?
Everyone loves a good tank, mate. Everyone loves a good tank.
There you go. Checkpoint. It's just been flipped. All your Garys now belong to us. EMV doing absolute work. Jeez, I'll tell you what. Mr. Chu has just murdered about 17 people on point. He is a shoe-in right now for our man of the match. I hate giving it to people I know and like on the old Discords, but Mr. Chu, he's been doing some work. Scotty and Camo. Surely they've got to know he's there. Nope, Camo deciding he just doesn't want to deal with that. Scotty will be out repairing his tank at the moment. There you go. Scotty getting some reps on. Mr. Chu will be well aware that there's a tank just outside his window. That is very nice of Paul Torres saying. It is even better than watching American football on TV. You are far too good to me. I appreciate it. Good lord, lads. Mr. Chu is still there.
Pushed from the north. They're doing well.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, that tank is just pushed out from behind the building, taking out a bunch of them. Sharon, Terryfold, and Coffee, they're going to be pushing up. That's that push Kingsy was talking about. Chad off towards the left of your screen. Mr. Chu's just going to be content to be a bit of a bushwookie sitting in the house there. Pariah going down to Mr. Chu. They are two very big names in the OCE community duking it out. Artie taking down Mr. Chu before he can take out the Gary. That Gary you're looking at the moment, that will be the EMV Gary that they've put down. You'd expect them to get a spawn wave off to try and defend this point. But I'll tell you what, between the Artie, the tanks, and a bunch of infantry action we've seen, there just aren't that many lads sitting on point at the moment.
I haven't just missed a tank battle with both tanks trading each other out, it seems. 76 is dead and another Panther has died.
There you go. Chad getting a rocket onto that that M4 that we were talking about. Second rocket. That M4 is going down. Well done, Chad. Not before he got utterly and completely murdered, but that's fine. He did do his job as an AT. What we just looked at there from on high, that was Terryfold taking out a bunch of the EMV lads. EMV sort of just cruising back and looking after their garrison now. Vapo's trying to take position in that house. Artie is absolutely doing some work. Nobody wants to sit on point and nobody wants to leave their buildings because I don't know whether you guys know, but artillery is fucking terrifying as an infantryman in this game. Kingsy, I don't know whether you know this because you always play tanks. But you have a little bit of protection from Artie and tanks. Infantry, it's like an insta-kill.
Yeah, no, I don't appreciate getting bombed in a tank, but at least it doesn't hurt as much as being infantry.
Excellent. I promised I'd show some. I promised I'd show a little more. I promised I'd show a little more recon. That is Lil Kitty. He's the TFK recon lad. He's just not really doing recon work, as he's... Recon generally doesn't sit in the middle of point as he is, but he's pretty content at the moment just to sort of sit on point, see if he can't do some murder. Slim Reaper trying to get some shots off. Obviously missed every single one of them. Going down to one of the lads. Big artillery strike taking out the EMV boys there. Oh, good lord. Obviously, there has been some changes in the game. Artillery no longer takes out garrisons, but what it can do, if you keep up the artillery fire on the garrison, anybody that spawns there is going to be immediately and horrendously wiped out, which is what we're seeing now. TFK pushing back. That's that north push that you were talking about before. Artillery ineffective! Slim Reaper, Hoogs, and Shags maybe managing to get away from that artillery strike. Karen and Terryfold are going to push up and see if they can't get some fire on there. That looked like a OP going down there. Let's get nice and tight and see what Terry's looking at, shall we? Terry having a fight with Gobatron. Streamer's Curse, we will absolutely die. Slim Reaper dying in the house there. This point is now half capped. This point is now half capped for the TFK lads. Now contested and going back EMV's way. Jesus! I wonder if that was a team kill from that artillery. I do wonder, because that was a lot of TFK infantry that was camping that garrison just there. That seems to be... That TFK push seems to have been mostly blunted now, Kingsy.
Yeah, it seems to go quiet. They're trying to push from the western side. They've also now got a Puma up, but that is just being commanded by one player, which is an interesting thing to be doing.
I mean, that's not something you see too often in the old competitive scene, is a single-person tank. You see it a lot of pub games when nobody wants to play the old armor, but in comp games, usually they've got their sides. Maybe they're doing something tricky. I wonder if they're just aware of some new meta that we're not across.
I think he's just bomb rush. He might try run Viper over, or he may not have seen Viper.
Let me squiz over.
He's just run Viper over.
There we go. As soon as I switch over to you, that is a recon tank doing what recon tanks do best and running infantry over. He's just spotted another one. That is
his camo.
That is 2 vehicle kills. You fucking love to see that. Fucking well done, ladies and gentlemen. Kingsy, thank you very much. Keep telling me when there's stuff like that happening, because I am more than happy to switch over and have a look at you, my guy. Moving back to the point now, EMV starting to sort of push out a little bit. There are a couple of TFK lads that are pushing into the point itself. As soon as I said that, Charon going down. Coffee's going to be pretty content to sit in that building. He surely knows that he's got Shags and Hoogs below him. Slim Reaper's going to sit in that little barn building that just sort of sits off to the side of Checkpoint. It's something that gets forgotten a little bit. That's what we're seeing at the moment. Slim Reaper just jumping out of it, which is the opposite of what I said he should do, because he wants to get some grenades through the building. Bad nade! He's just thrown a fucking grenade at the side of the wall. That was absolutely ineffective. Did that one go in? That one went in. He got that one through the window. He can't miss them all. Coffee, is he going to go down to that nade? He is not. That was a miss. Shags is going to start pushing the top. I see if I can get in there and have a look. I can't get through that goddamn window, and I don't have time to turn off clipping, so we're going to have to be content with having a look at the outside. Prawn Hub going down to Cortex there. John Zena, he don't know this, but he's got Gary's mod rod. RD taking down John Zena there. Of course, the Streamer's Curse means as soon as I call out their name, they get brutally and horrendously murdered. So, what we're looking at the moment, Kingsy, is that was a bit of an attempt of, this is an attempt of EMV, the red berries you can see towards the middle of your screen now, just trying to push out and gaining that sector control. Yo, that's Putang, Danny10101 in the chat. Goddamn pleasure to have you. Quick, TFK is capping. It's 15 minutes delayed. I can't. Look, that! 15 minutes delayed. I can't get to your messages until 15 minutes after it happens. But you win some, you lose some. The thing is, they didn't cap, so I think I was right looking at whatever the hell I was looking at. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Looking at Wakefield while taking cap. Hey, you win some, you lose some. I try and get most of the action. Yeah, I can't be everywhere. That's why I've got Kingsy, to make sure I don't miss anything. Bombing run coming in, taking out a good number. That was a very good bombing run. From your lad. Who is the commander again? Is it Wormold?
Wormold
for
is
the
he Emu Warvet side today.
Yep, and Dan from TFK is on the TFK side, obviously. Weirdly, it'd be weird if he was commanding the other side. But that was a damn good bombing run. Taking out most of the TFK boys. Another bombing run going in. It has taken out a lot of the boys on checkpoint. The biggest problem is, from what I'm looking at, if we scroll back just a little bit and have a look at that bombing run going in, was good that it cleaned up a bunch. More points for the commander, which you like to see. But the problem is, Kingsy, TFK just don't have any infantry in a position to be able to take advantage of it.
Unfortunately not. They're getting pushed out from the west, but they are making their way back in. But Emu Warvets is trying to produce a line to cancel that out.
Yep, big spawn wave coming in there. I'll just have a quick squiz and see whether that was... That was an airhead that we missed, in fact. That was an airhead spawn wave that we saw coming up. That's why you saw just a large amount of blueberries coming in. Look at the red berries. They're starting to control that sector a little bit. Artillery coming in. I'm not sure whether that was TFK or NRD artillery. The EMV artillery, because honestly, it was amongst everyone. That was just an artillery player going, fuck it, I'm going to drop a bomb there. Everyone else is going to have to deal with it. There you go. TFK are starting to sort of consolidate around that airhead now. I feel a little bit bad, Kingsy, about missing that airhead, but I can't see them all.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I was kind of too busy watching a tank get attacked, so I missed it.
Of course, Kingsy. Well-known tank player for none other than the Foy Boy team. Of course he's looking at tanks. Charon taking out Pariah there. That is two very big names in the OCE community. Cortex is pushing up the side of that house. Bombtill and Guy starting to move out and try and deal with this. We are seeing Redus and Madcapped Beef. Prawn Hub sitting there. They're going to fight it out over this hedge. They don't know that they're Redux. There you go. Redux taking out Prawn Hub. They couldn't stay there forever. They were well aware they was there. But it looks like that's going to be it from this. The airhead is still up, but between Guy, Redux, and that was only a 3-person spawn wave off that OP there. Hey, don't forget, no spoilers, no spoilers! If you spoil this when the game's finished, there will be shame. Here for Stu, thank you very much, Winksy. Goddamn pleasure to have you. It looks like they've managed to deal with that airhead. Airhead's going down now. It is red. I don't know whether they've actually seen it. There it is. There it is.
Arab and proceeds of crime just walk past each other, and Arab is now on their garrison.
The airhead's still up. I don't know whether anybody's seen it, though. They're the other side of the hedge. They will be making it red, so nobody can spawn there because there is infantry far too close to it. But if they decide to move away now, there's a chance that TFK will get another spawn wave off on this airhead. Just whilst I'm looking at this, Kingsy, can I get you to go and have a look at the defensive point for TFK and just see how it's working over there? Just make sure we're not missing anything.
It's pretty quiet up at west.
There you go. Redux taking down the airhead. So that's going to be the end. It was a solid airhead. They did get a bit of a push, but there are some very good Emu War veterans, and let's call them the mercenaries because it seems to be just about everybody. If you wanted to know, these are the teams that are involved today. It's going to be TFK, Emu War Veterans, and APX joining up with Lag. So TFK versus Emu War Veterans, Lag, and Apex. There, I got it out eventually. I promise I can do English, Kingsy.
Wormwood has just gone and stuck an airhead at the backside of Western, but I'm pretty sure it's been spotted because Evil is now making a beeline for it.
We're having a look out there at the moment. What I might get you to do is just have a look at how that airhead's doing. We might just keep an eye on that because there's not much happening over checkpoint at the moment. Over checkpoint for now, what we're seeing is EMV is starting to push out and get that sector control. Kingsy, sector control is something we talk a lot about in the competitive scene. And what it is the ability of a clan and a team to push out from the strong point itself and control the sectors around it. I just made lots of movements with my hand to explain that, realizing that you guys can't see me at the moment. But it's something that we work on Fuck You quite extensively and something we talked about whenever we've casted some of your games. It's pretty important, isn't it, mate?
100% it is. Having circle capped weight is good, but generally you're going to be getting slaughtered by artillery, so you want to work for sector control and being able to push out from the point to get your
Absolutely.
aggressive
We're looking at your screen right now. We did just see the smallest spawn wave I have ever seen come off that airhead. That was 3 people, if I'm not mistaken.
And it was, and unfortunately, the airhead has now been taken, and Wormwood is all on his lonesome.
Look, I'm pretty sure Wormwood's probably going to struggle to take the point all on his own. But, good lord.
Most of the Western defenders have actually pushed up to where this airhead was. They've left the
Really?
Western open. Yeah, it's...
I'm gonna have a go. I'm gonna go over with my screen and see exactly what we're looking at now. I know you're looking at it, but we'll get a bit of a bigger screen on it. This is what we're looking at. The defensive lads, Mr. Chu and Nemo, just sort of sitting on Western approach, and that is the entirety of the TFK defense. It does look like lots of them pushed out to the airhead. I guess once they saw lads spawn, they're going to expect that there were more lads out there. But there you go. Nukel, Scott, Wild and West and Chowie are cruising out there. They don't know it, but Wormwood is the last of the lads there. Good lord.
Back. Amy Warvets is now making a small push into Western.
Let's go back to the point and have a look. There you go. Defective. Going down to Jibak. Jibak. I've got no idea how I'm supposed to be saying that, but we'll go with one of the 3. I said all of them, so we're going to be all right. Good lord. We're seeing a bit more of a concerted push from Beardless Viking, Gobatron, Gary's Mod Rod, and Camo. New Vanilla. Is it New Vanilla? Is that the name? I'm going to have to look that up. Better Pen, thank you very much for following. New Vanilla. They're not going to go there. Good lord, Camo. New Vanilla missed with his first shot. Obviously, he's on the Axis side, so he had a bolt-action rifle. As soon as he missed that first one, he gave Camo the opportunity to fight back. Oh, no, he did. He hit him with him. It just wasn't fatal.
TFK is actually starting to put a bit of pressure on Checkpoint itself. There's a lot of them in the circle. It's being currently destroyed by the tanks, but they have made a slight push.
All right, I'm going to move back over that way, straight from Western approach, so we can see. Well, you're absolutely right. That's a good bite. That is a very good push. I think we've got TFK, Blaze, Kitty, Charon, Hello King, Terry Fold, and Proceeds of Crime. Rusty Steele's going to try and get Terry Folds out of that house, or is he? Pariah's going to start moving in to try and help with this defense. I know we talked about it. It is the streamer's curse. As soon as we say it, a lot of those TFK lads are dead. Terry Fold's moved out the back, so he's willing to... Hello King taking down... good lord, who was that? Pariah? Well, that was probably Blaze taking him out there, but hey, I can't call them all correctly. Mirage is going to move up. Redux is there. Madcapped Beef. X, one hell of a player that lad is. Let's just swing over and have a quick look at the way X is going to approach this point. He's going to go nice and wide. Kingsy, you've played lots of games against X, haven't you? One hell of a player in the OCE community, isn't he?
100%. He's a very, very good shot. Knows what he's doing as well.
Yeah.
It's always a fun player to verse.
You kidding? I hate playing against X. I'd play... Oh, Rusty still going down. X with the rocket doesn't take down Blaze. Just a little bit off there. But he's going to keep pushing around. Let's just follow him and see where he gets. He's going to load up the next rocket. Let's go, lad. And we know that he knows that Blaze is up there. He's just waiting till he can see him, I think. I actually didn't see where that rocket went. I did not see where that rocket went. But Blaze did go down. X also biting the bullet, both literally and figuratively. How's Western approach looking? Have EMV started to push on it again?
They're getting closer, but most of the attackers who rushed northwest have now come back to cap.
Of course.
Actively pushing enemy movements out.
There you go. There was a big spawn wave. We're looking at your screen right now, but there was a big spawn wave from EMV pushing back to help at Checkpoint. Because I don't know whether you saw that, but Checkpoint was contested, and that was purely based on those 3 lads that you can see. Rabbit going down. I'm assuming that was either Jestez or Hello King. Hello King taking down Snazzy McGee. X is going to move up into the house. Nope, he's going to run straight past it and take that little building off to the side that I was talking about before. That little barn building. There you go. Jester's going down. Either Red Bull, Madcap Beef took him down, or Rabbit. But the cap's starting to go Emu War Veterans' way. Sorry, it's starting to go TFK's way. You'd think I'd get the teams right after we've been playing for no shorter than 40 minutes now. Good lord. Bombing run going in. I don't know whose bombing run that was. That was a TFK bombing run. Pretty ineffective there. It didn't seem to take out too much. Can you tell me what the garrisons are looking like for the Emu War Veterans, my guy?
Emu War Veterans pretty much have the same 2 starting garrisons, but they've now also acquired a garrison in the 6th sector, which they're using to push western at the moment.
Yeah, I think with the 2 points where they are, another bombing run going in. Another ineffective, given we just saw the TFK one, that will be the Emu War Veterans bombing run. Pretty ineffective. I guess it was just a bit of a probing bombing run there, but you can't win them all. The cap is going TFK's way, though. That'll be mostly because we've got guys like John Zena, that is John Zena, Blitz, and that big wave you can see, which is Hello Kink, Terry Fold and Charon moving up on X, who's just sort of cruising out on that hedge line there. X going down to Hello King. Hello King, you've just taken out one of the best players in OCE. Hang that on your goddamn wall, son. Well fucking done. And that's half cacked from half cacked. You heard what I said. And that's half capped from TFK. Prawn Hub, Proceeds of Crime, and Chad moving on towards the right of your screen. Their commander, TFK Dan. I don't need to say TFK. I could just say Dan, but for some reason I don't seem to be able to say Dan without putting TFK in front of it. But this is some good cap weight. Do Emu War Veterans, have they lost their garrison on point? Did I miss that?
I don't think they've ever had a garrison on point, have they?
They definitely had one before, because we saw a big spawn wave, unless they did a defensive airhead that we missed. We have made a habit of missing airheads in this cast today, but that's fine. Hello Kink going to meet up with Pariah in that building, which we're looking at right now. They've got to be close to each other. How have they not seen each other? There you go. Hello King taking out Pariah. There you go. One of those terrible little stare battles. Everyone that's ever played Hell Let Loose has had one of them. EMV, they've started to defend the point. TFK push is starting to run out of steam. A little bit disappointing, just as moving towards the top of your screen. He's the sniper. Let's go have a look at what the recon... I got yelled at for not doing enough recon work, so this is a sniper. He's just sort of sitting off. Sorry about the camera work. You can't win them all. He's going to line up, taking out a cab there. I'm assuming you took out Defective just before then. And he's going to move into point. You don't see snipers move into point this hard mostly. Just as is going to try and push out and deal with that. Mirage is just dead. That's the dead one you can see. Rice Spice, one hell of a player. He's one of the new Apex lads, if I'm not mistaken, along with X. Just as he's got himself into a rough spot. You know you're going to get flanked. You've got no cover. There you go. He was going to die from one of 4 directions there. And as soon as we said his name, we knew he was in trouble. Point still being defended by EMV. Big spawn wave just gone off there.
TFK has brought in a Panther up the southern side of checkpoint, but it has been marked by Emu War Vets, so I would assume the 76 hiding off to the east is looking for it as we speak. And X is running up to the back of it now. X has whipped out a satchel. He's whipped his satchel out.
No good! No good! Oh, I love a good satchel. Look, disappointing. I do love a good fucking satchel. But was that Artie covering the tank? Or was that potentially friendly Artie trying to take out the tank?
I think the tank shot the fence nearby, which is a HE shell.
Excellent. The old splash damage. One way to get... that is absolutely one way to get satchels off you. The point has started to... It is a very, very hard... it is a big fight over the point at the moment. It's starting to go back TFK. It's starting to go back TFK's way. Mirage going down. Looks like Proceeds of Crime just sitting in the middle of the Sitting in the middle, obviously he was going to die of the tank. It turns out infantry standing in front of tanks, how does that normally work out for them, Kingsy?
They're generally just going to get run over and probably abused by the driver.
Yep, and if I'm not mistaken, is that a Panther that we're looking at now?
That is 100% a Panther.
That's 2 out of 2. I'm getting all the tanks right today. Is there some sort of spawn for... Is there an OP or something for EMV on checkpoint? Because we did just see...
They now have one in the riverbed just to the south side of the main building and checkpoint.
Okay. Oh, there we go. We're having a look at... That's the garrison we're talking about. And that's the reason EMV are starting to mount a bit of a defense. But TFK, they've still got cap weight. And if they manage to take this point, obviously in Hell Let Loose, as soon as you take the point, it gets flipped. Everything gets flipped. And I did just see Western Approach was just contested.
Did flick on and off. But it has been cleared straight
Yep.
away.
TFK still taking. This is huge. This could be massive for TFK if they manage to take this one. Obviously, taking out every single one of those spawn points from EMV. This is going to come down to fighting. This is going to come down to gunnery and gunplay. Who can shoot who better? It's just about to go. There it is. That's a cut flip. Checkpoint, the middle point, going back to TFK. Get your TFK emotes out, ladies and gentlemen. Good Lord. Artie, God damn it. It makes me cringe every time. Every goddamn time I see infantry dying to Artie, I just get a bit of a cringe going. You can't see it because I don't run a webcam, but Kingsy, it makes me sad, my guy.
That's why I like to sit in tanks.
Yeah, of course you like to sit in your big metal box. I see how it is. I goddamn see how it is. And there was some, I was talking about before how it had come down to gunplay. TFK lads, they've managed to push off this EMV defense, and it is just blue. It is just blueberries and TFK over the point at the moment. Obviously, the EMV lads are being pushed back to Maison, which will, if I'm not mistaken, Kingsy, that will be all their next spawn points will be back at Maison.
100%. It's essentially the same garrison that they've had since the start.
Yep, absolutely.
They have a 76 attacking checkpoint now to the south, which is obviously looking for that Panther. But the Panther's now just been destroyed by, I assume, Mirage.
I did just flip away. It absolutely was Mirage. Getting on the back of the Panther, I hope you guys saw that because I flipped away from my screen at the exact wrong moment. That's all right. That's all right. We can't see everything, but that was a tank kill. Well done, Mirage. Kingsy, we do have to start thinking about who our player of the match is. I know there's 42 minutes left in this game, but do you have anybody who's been a real standout for you lately?
I'd be going with Proceeds of Crime.
He's
been doing incredibly well.
He's done a fucking job, hasn't he? We've seen him on the defensive checkpoint and also taking it back. There you go. I absolutely agree with that. I'm also going to say Terry Flap in that tank has been doing a lot of work. Also, I hate to say it, I'll give him a big head, but Chu, Mr. Chu, we saw him being the sole lad on point, doing some goddamn work. It was impressive. So there you go. We'll pick one at the end. We'll let you guys have a say sometime at the end. That's a lie. We're 15 minutes delayed, so you guys won't get a say. But chat, is there anybody that you've seen on stream that you reckon has been an absolute standout? Give them a big head, even if you know and like them. Let them know. Let them know. They'll be watching this back later. They'll see they'll see that you've given them a shout out. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to that we haven't mentioned? Because feel free. This is your platform.
TFK have asserted dominance on checkpoint.
Yeah, they have. I was going to mention this before, but obviously now that they're not attacking Western Approach, we did see a bit of a redeploy. I'm going to flip back to my screen. There we go. That's my screen. Just a little bit clearer for you guys. What we usually see, we see a lot of people redeploying from the EMU War veterans to go back and defend Maison, which is what all the red berries you can see towards the right of your screen. But obviously, some of those lads that were attacking Western Approach are just going to keep doing some work up there. Magical Arab's going to be up there anyway because he is a sniper, and I tell you what, Magical Arab with a sniper rifle is like a series of words that should fucking terrify anybody. Pariah's moved back. He's a squad lead. Dan, the commander, he's very close to him. I wonder if they're going to see each other. Let's swoop in and... See, the problem is, if you're this far back, you're not going to be expecting him. Dan's going to... You're not going to be expecting him, but I'll tell you what, that is the TFK commander Dan taking out Pariah. One of the lads moving back. Mirage is also up there. And there is a bit of a spawn wave we're seeing from the north. That spawn wave is going to be Bombtill, Hoogs, Vapo, Guy, and Forex. They've just taken out the supply truck. I didn't see who died there, but you can't win them all. There you go. Big kill on the supply truck. You feel good when you do that in the back lines. You feel a bit cheap because what are we even doing back here? But what we're seeing now is that Emu War, they've got behind the TFK lines and they're going to be able to push checkpoint from this side. TFK obviously trying to push their line up towards Maison de Creek, which is the strong point towards the top of your screen. Aren't going to be expecting this push from... they're not going to be expecting the push from EMV coming from behind.
Yeah, they've swapped sides. They've swapped sides with each other.
They have, haven't they? But we are seeing a stronger defense on the strong point itself from TFK. This is turning out to be a massive match. I do worry that some of these matches that we cast will last 30 minutes and I'll have nothing to talk about. My other true fear is that the match will go for no shorter than 1.5 hours and we will have to talk for an hour and a half and god damn it, people will have to listen to us. It's terrifying.
Sounds like a them problem, not an us problem. We're having fun.
Dude, I always have fun doing this. Also, Kingsy, thank you very much. Can I get you to type another little something in chat? If you haven't already, go check out Kingsy on Twitch. He is a very good lad, and he's just sort of starting up. Go chuck him a follow, and go watch him when he goes live, because I've had some good fun over there. He's just sort of getting his chops, but I have very high hopes for him. Oy.
We're going to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I, of course, never started from anywhere, and I am still beginning.
I'm not quite sure what... There we go. FedEx has bailed out to save his tank, but unfortunately, he has died.
Oy, that's what we just saw. Was that Chad taking him out?
No,
is
Chad's
there anybody...
just standing beside him. Well, he took it FedEx out, but he's just standing beside the tank because he got 2 rockets into it earlier.
Chad's just pretty content to sit next to this tank. I'm going to go with he probably doesn't have a satchel. He's running the old... Yep, he'll be running the old noob tube. Chad going down. That'll be Red Bull. Red Bull that's taken him out. That tank's going to be able to consolidate a little bit. Ooh, going down there. I'm pretty sure... Absolutely. Turns out, I don't know whether you knew this, Kingsy, but bodies aren't supposed to contort like that. And they're not supposed to be that bloodied.
That's not a good sign if you're ending up like that. I think it might hurt.
Good lord. I feel like I've just spent like way too long looking at a corpse there. Way too long. But FedEx is back into the tank. Syntax and Scotty, you'd hope to hell that they're going to get that one patched up. But is that a 76 Sherman, if I'm not mistaken?
100%. There is another 76.
That's 3 from 3. Let's go. Did you say they've got 2 76s on the field?
Yes. So just to the north of Scotty's tank, there is another 76 which has been covering fire for them.
Ooh, that is absolutely terrifying.
Speak of the devil, Scotty's tank's just been attacked by I would assume an enemy tank.
It has just gone up in flames, so they're gonna have to soldier on without their tank now. I'll just switch back over here. There you go. That was FedEx and Scotty trying to repair their tank, but no dice. No dice. It turns out you can't repair a tank once it's that fucked up.
It was a Panther. So the Panther took them out, and Vapor is now chasing the Panther. But I assume he's used both rockets. So that Panther is now long gone.
Yeah, Panthers. They're pretty quick. How do you like Panthers?
Probably my favorite tank in the game. Loves to drive over anything and everything. It's quick. It has a ridiculous reload speed.
Yep.
It's just a weapon of a tank.
Is it? If I'm not mistaken, does it have pretty good armor at the front as well?
100%. That sloped armor. If
Yeah.
you, as gunner, if you hit that, you're generally going to bank your shot, and you'll end up dead.
We've flipped back to my screen because I always forget what screen I'm looking at. But this is my screen. This is Prawn Hub and Chad. Prawn Hub and Chad, you heard me right. Red Bull going down. Jeez, I'll tell you what, Red Bull hasn't had a good cast, has he? Big Artie taking down that spawn wave there. Scotty's still up. Chad's going to push down that waterway. Prawn Hub, you'd assume, is going to try and get a spicy little OP out there to try and provide some sustained push. And the point's going TFK's way.
We've also got an airhead dropping in on checkpoint at the moment from Wormwood, so I'm not quite sure if they're going to put a lot of manpower on this or go back and defend.
All right, let's have a squiz of that airhead. If you can get nice and close and have a look at the airhead. There you go. Is that TFK about to take it down?
No, that's one of ours. That's Comentary.
Oh, that's right, of course, because the blues and the reds swap. Because we are on separate and different teams. That'll be Gobotron trying to defend that airhead. That'll be a big spawn wave.
If they can get the numbers off it, it'll be brilliant.
TFK really don't.
That was a terrible spawn wave. That was 2 people.
Oh, no, literally. How bad do you feel as a commander if you've managed to get a juicy little airhead in, and 2 people spawn on it? But I'll tell you what.
It has helped the cap.
It has. New Vanilla, Coffee, Nukel, Chowie and Blitz will provide the bulk of the TFK defense. Mirage going down. Big rocket, big swing. No ding with that rocket. TFK are going to have to get lads back. There you go. Coffee and who the hell was that? I just said his name, but I can't for the life of me remember. TFK, there you go. The caller's gone out. It looks like they have managed to spawn on that Gary. Funnily enough, TFK getting a Gary almost exactly the same position EMV got it. And I'll tell you what, that is a good, spicy little position for the Gary. It didn't help EMV before, but it's a good spot. It's well hidden, and nobody thinks to look there. There you go. Is that airhead still up, or has that been taken down? There you go. The airhead has been taken down. I'm assuming it was probably Chowie that took that one out. Vapo's going to sit in that, is going to sit in that barn we were talking about. But yeah, good defense from TFK. Whew. Turns out I do need to breathe from time to time.
Every now and then helps.
Yeah, I've heard it like helps when you're trying to live. There's a little bit of a push coming in from the back. Jestaz and Little Kitty are the recon squad. They're going to provide some sustained attack. Hell Destroyer is just sitting on the side of that tank. I'm assuming he's trying to pretend that he's got a satchel. Lord knows why he's got his pistol out. But I tell you what, it worked for him because Forex going down. Forex has got to feel a little bit bad about that.
They just used that 76 as cover.
Yeah.
They are down a spotter in the tank, and it's just been precision strike.
That was a precision strike. I don't know whether you guys can hear this on stream, but that was the old Stuka. I fucking love that noise. It's delicious and terrifying in equal measures. But the tank going down to the Stuka. Charon going down. John Zena's going to be all that's left. He's going to go down to Red Bull. Red Bull getting his own back. He can't die every time that we look at him. The streamer's curse can't work that well. But there you go. EMV, very good defense there. They've managed to push back. There are a few lads, though. It looks like... let's just have a quick squiz. It does look like TFK have got that garrison well in behind Maison. That'll provide a little bit of a sustained push for them. This is exciting. Kingsy, this is one hell of a match. I wasn't expecting it. It has, hasn't it? How much fun is watching some of this stuff in admin camp? Bombing run going in. That'll be a TFK bombing run. Taking out a few lads. Is it going to stop too early? Madcap Beef, Rusty still. That was a good bombing run. And what we were talking about before when that bombing run came through was that now they do have infantry in a position to be able to deal with it. Very good rocket. Very big rocket coming from Hell Destroyer, taking out, I think that was Redux that he just took out. Lots of infantry from EMV getting murdered in the middle of the field. But EMV, look, they have managed to get a few lads back, and they're going to be fighting this out. TFK pushing from two sides, though. I'm looking forward to it. Let me do a little bit of one of that.
It's a good battle between both points.
This is, isn't it? Can I get to... What I'll do, I'll look over Maison to see how this fight's going. can I get you to hang out around checkpoint and just sort of see if something big happens? Call me back and we'll switch over to your screen, because we don't need to be looking at nobody doing nothing on my screen forever. Don't mind me whilst I screw it. Ooh, contested on Maison. X murdering Tracer. There you go. That lad, that was the lad we were talking about before. X, one hell of a player. He knows that they're going to be pushing down here, so all he has to do is sort of keep an eye out down that way. As I say that, as soon as I swing in and have a look at X, he gets brutally murdered by your man. That's your man, Kingsy. Proceeds of crime, who, of course is tradition, as soon as we call out his name, gets brutally murdered by Snazzy McGee there. Ooh, is that point contested and now potentially going back EMV's way?
It is. There is a Panther floating around.
Let's get over there and have a look.
I don't think there is enough cap where... Oh, no, there is actually.
That's big, isn't it?
It is, but this is the point where do you bring everyone back to protect the last point, or do you just keep doing what you're doing? And with Mason falling the way it is, these guys might have to get called back.
I should just say something. Whenever we switch over to Kingsy's side, the red and the blue do swap. So, it's really worth noting that in Kingsy's screen that you can see at the moment, the red on your screen, that is the TFK lads, and the blue ones are the EMV. Obviously, that's reversed when we're looking at my main screen, but just try and keep that in mind, and we'll try and keep you informed. But I'll tell you what, look, both teams getting lads back to defend. I'm going to head back over and have a look at Maison now, because that seems to be where the bulk of the fight is happening. TFK just putting pressure on. And the good thing about them putting pressure up here, Kingsy, is that when they start doing that, it means that EMV have to divert players away from the attack. And that'll help them no end on the defensive checkpoint.
Well, they are now defending Mason and also capping checkpoint at the same time.
That's huge. That's huge. What sort of spawn points are they looking at for checkpoint? Because that was pretty quick getting some of the lads back.
They've got one garrison, the same E6 garrison that hasn't gone down yet, but they're mainly just working their OPs again.
Yeah. I do wonder whether, obviously, a big part of the current meta is using the old clown OP trick. Kingsy, can you sort of explain to anybody watching at home what that is?
That's where your squad leader gets in a favourable position, then they redeploy themselves, but sit in the squad screen. So as people file through their squad, they boot them out. In doing that, it puts the player out as a rifleman, and you can just continuously cycle players through your squad until you have 10 people who've just randomly appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. It basically means you can get most of your squad through an OP. It's huge. And that's a big part of the current meta. Checkpoint. I'll tell you what, EMV, they've got good push here, and I don't see TFK taking this back unless they can get some lads back, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're losing this cap race. Even if they do get enough boys on Maison, Maison is obviously the point towards the right-hand side of your screen. That's where all the blueberries are. But that point in the middle is the middle point that we've been fighting over. If EMV managed to take that before TFK can take the next point, all that work they've been doing on the next point will be absolutely for naught.
Well, it is halfway on a checkpoint on Emu Orvet's side. Jabak's just been murdered in the waterway by Pariah.
There you go. TFK getting a bit of a spawn wave back. It looks like they've decided they probably need to be a little bit more defensive. Gobatron is in behind. Well, as soon as I mention him, of course he goes down. Good lord.
TFK General is also in a very favourable position up on top of that roof.
Oh, he is too.
I think he's about to get murdered by either Camo or Beardless.
Somebody will see him, surely. There you go.
He's dead.
There you go. And they chucked a rocket in just to make sure of it. Excellent.
Here comes the artillery.
TFK, I'm not seeing... they've got the one spawn point. They're running off the 2 garrisons. One of them is just north in that sort of town that we were talking about before, and one is to the west, just in the blue zone. So that garrison to the north will get deleted as soon as this point flips to EMV, which is happening right now. Big flip from EMV. Well done, lads. That was well fought. I feel like they put the hard yards in. They deserved it. Very good point. So TFK are going to have to push back to that western Gary that I just showed you over here.
That's where they're spawning off now. We've got about 6 people pushing the cap, but we also have Western being contested as well as checkpoint now. It's just Wormwood in general fighting each other at Western.
All right, let's swing it over, have a look at over you. Get nice and close. Let's have a look.
Doing a ring around the Rosie, just hiding at the opposite end of the building.
I'm genuine. I can't look away now. I need to know who's going to win this battle. So Wormald, obviously, the EMV
General's
commander.
avoiding reinforcements, so Wormald is unfortunately all on his own.
That's all right. I say he kills all 4 of them.
That's one.
Well, there's one.
And he fumbled the shots.
That's right, I was completely wrong. He did manage to kill one. 1 for 1. You'd take that. The odds were absolutely not in his favour, but you can't win them all. That one he absolutely did not win.
Did call people back, and that's what you need sometimes. Just a little bit of action at the next cap.
Yep. So I'm going to pull right back here. This is the midpoint checkpoint. Obviously, you guys know it. You guys love it. We've been watching this for most of this game now. The TFK lads of the Blueberries pushing towards the right. EMV, they're getting a good, strong presence out on checkpoint now. Obviously expecting that TFK counterattack. Genuinely interested to see how this goes. There is exactly 24 minutes left in this game. Genuinely, good luck to both teams. This has been one hell of a match. Kingsy, have you enjoyed yourself so far, my guy?
100%. It's been a good match to watch. The back and forth, the retaking of caps. It's what you want to see when you're watching a comp game.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, this is the APAI rule set. Can you just take us through what does that entail? What matches are we looking at for that OCE competition that's coming up, the APAI?
So APAI is a new competitive tournament to the OCE area, but it's also comprising of international clans too. It's a toned down version, maps open to everyone, but it's 35v35 over the traditional 50v50. So
yeah.
it's interesting because you got to play a fine line of, do we retreat, do we keep attacking?
Yep.
It's good to see this match is playing out really well. The way
this
it
is
can be played.
This is exactly what you want to see from the rule set, isn't it? And this was what it was designed around. Having damn good squad fights like this, and also with some artillery and tanks thrown in. I know we've played with some restrictions in the OCE region before. Are there any restrictions on tanks or arty?
No, it is all open. It's just, do you... Okay, thank you, my daughter. That was a loud bang. Do you favour your arty guns or do you favour your tanks? Arty is just a very, very strong thing, and I'm surprised we haven't actually seen more guns going off.
Yeah, look, arty is very strong in the meta at the moment, but look, so are tanks. And just like having that battle, that balance between arty, tanks, and infantry. Because like as much as we know tanks are great, and obviously you love fucking tanks because you're none other than goddamn Kingsy. Everyone hates arty, but it's infantry that wins battles.
Oh, I wouldn't say.
Hey, you see what I did there? That's all right. No spoilers, please, chat. No spoilers. Nobody can spoil it yet because the game's not over. I know that was 15 minutes in the past or the future, depending on what you're looking at. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly bullshit. They go, EMV, this is just a bit of a, geez, I'll tell you what, Prawn Hub and Coffee doing some goddamn work in there right then. TFK, they're trying to push up. EMV just having numbers to push them out at the moment. Rice Spice, I don't know how nobody's seen him. Rice Spice taking out Prawn Hub. 2 very good players, and 2 lads that both of us have played with a fair bit in the OCE community, my guy.
100%. They are awesome players to play with. If you can jump in their squads and game with them, 100% worth it.
Oh, dude. And I'd love to say that as well. The clans that you're seeing here, I'll put another little sneaky thing in chat with all the clans. And the clans and the players, if you see them in pub games, most people are pretty happy to invite new people, you know, to show new people the ropes, ask some questions, join their squad, let them know if you're new, or if you've been playing this game for way longer than, like the rest of us, way longer than you care to admit, and you just feel like they could help you improve your game, or you want to join a clan, just join them. Most people are pretty happy to play with people. There is a very good OCE community in Hell Let Loose, and they're very accepting. Have you found that as well, Kingsy?
100%. I was just a mere rookie when I first started and jumped in with the Foy boys, and I've learnt a whole heap from the clan. And that's what you need. If you're new to the game, jump in with the clan, jump in with players. You'll learn so much.
Oh, look, absolutely, 100%. Obviously, I am a member of OC. We do a lot of work with the Foy boys. Big bombing run coming in. Did take out a couple, but I want to say, did that take out the EMV Gary on point? Or does EMV still have a Garrison on point?
We still
missed.
have a Garrison on point, yes. It is on the western side of point rather than the generic eastern side.
Right. Oh, well, you win some, you lose some. That bombing run missed. Can't win them all. TFK starting to push a little bit, but it's mainly been snuffed out. There's just the three of them left. Rice Spice, Red Bull, and Vapo. They've sort of got... they're on all sides of them. There you go. Terryfold and Hell Destroyer moving back. I'm assuming somebody's told them that their OP is pinging hot, so they'll be expecting somebody from behind. Hello Kink going down. EMV starting to push out from checkpoint now. This is going to take some work from TFK to be able to take this one back.
Yeah, they've also dedicated about 9 to 10 players on protecting Western from 2 players and a tank, a Stewart to be.
Right.
The Stewart's now leaving. The Stewart's going to say.
There you go. What sort of tank is that? Is that another Panther?
That is a Panther, my friend.
God, are we ever going to see a Tiger in competitive matches ever again?
It's hard. It's hard. The Tiger has awesome reverse speeds, and that's what you need when you're kiting. The Panther's very slow in first and reverse.
X hiding in the bush. The Panther almost ran over him. He's going to get 2 rockets off. Is he going to get his second rocket off into the arse of that Panther? No, the Panther's going to get around. Sorry to cut you off, Kingsy. I am genuinely interested. I was just watching Airman. You know him, you love him. There you go. Redux moving up as well. Madcap Beef. A little bit of HE to take out Redux. He won't know this, but X is still alive. You'd expect him to be putting another round into there to try and take the rest of those lads out. He's not.
This is where the Panther is very slow in reverse. But what do you do?
X apparently has plot armor, the opposite of the streamer's curse. But he's just going to sit there. I don't know what he was shooting at then, but he absolutely fucking missed. Alrighty, there you go. So, have a look at checkpoint. EMV really have pushed out. That's that sector control we were talking about before, Kingsy. You can see the red berries. They've pushed out further towards the right of your screen, which is the western side of the map. And what that's done is allowed them to engage the TFK lads further up and further away from the checkpoint. So they have that buffer. Even if TFK manages to push forward and start taking out those EMV lads, they've still got time to spawn back on the checkpoint and keep pushing it out. Even though, as I say that, EMV is absolutely winning the gun battles because there are some very good players in this Merc team. Good lord.
That's the thing. Emu Warvets is pushed to the west, pushed to the north. There's no real way for... It is a long trek to push from the eastern side now for TFK. So you just have to commit to the grind.
Yeah, you do, don't you? TFK really needs to hold up that front because as soon as they lose that side, they lose any sort of form of close attack they have on checkpoint. So they really want to be keeping that line. That said, we're sort of hovering over the town towards the north of checkpoint. TFK, they're doing some work up there. They're starting to push a lot of those EMV lads out. If they can get a full hold there, it'll be a very strong position to be attacking checkpoint from. And we're almost into the final 15 minutes. 16 minutes has just flicked by on the clock. I still don't know which way this is going to go, mate. I still don't know.
It's just going to come down to a war of attrition.
I know. It's a little bit like the Somme, isn't it? It's like they've dug in and they're just content to murder the living shit out of each other until we get a result. But I'll tell you what, EMV, if I'm not mistaken, they seem to be pretty content. Do you think they might have dragged more squads back onto defense? Now that there's only 15 minutes left, have they potentially maybe playing for the win by holding on to checkpoint?
I would say so. There's not... The blueberries around Western don't exist. There's Go-Betweens to the north, but there's just... Most of the team is on checkpoint, just trying to push this grind out.
I know. See, what we're seeing now, I've just sort of moved to the other side of checkpoint. The blueberries, that TFK lads, they're starting to push into checkpoint again. See, and that's the biggest problem. And that's why I was saying that TFK needed to have that sustained push coming from the left of your screen. Because what that's done has dragged a lot of the EMV players off towards the left and away from the checkpoint, which has allowed those blueberries towards the top right of your screen to start pushing in from town. This is huge. I wonder whether this has been planned or this is something that's just sort of happened organically. Slim Reaper taking down Terry Fold. You can't win them all. Hello King Coffee, Hell Destroyer, and your lad Proceeds of Crime. Of course he's in the middle of it. Geez, this could start going back TFK's way if EMV aren't careful.
They are leaving Cap wide open. They're just walking to the front door.
Yep. For those of you that don't know, I know there are a lot of people that don't play Hell Let Loose that might be joining this stream. Basically, each sector is, let's have a look at it, and I'll sort of explain what's going on. I know there's a lot of people I'm just telling to suck eggs here, but you see these two columns? They're currently controlled by EMV. And this checkpoint in the middle, basically what happens is if you have more people in sector than your opponent, in these long columns than your opponent, that point will start flipping. The checkpoint, that strong point that you can see, and that's what we're fighting over right in the middle of your map, that provides a bonus. More of your lads in that checkpoint will provide better cap weight for your lads, and I'm telling you what, we've just seen it on the map, but there is an airhead going down from TFK. It looks like it's to the northeast of checkpoint. So I guess... Dan, not Ban, that would be Dan, the TFK commander, has seen that he's got a lot of his lads moving in. Wormald moving a truck in. Wormald taking down Chowie. There's two big names. And going down himself. Looks like it was a trade there. But he's no longer going to be able to get anybody into a truck. Kingsy, can I just get you to have a look? What sort of spawn points do EMV have on point currently?
We did lose our garrison to Proceeds of Crime.
Wow.
We're currently just working once again off of OPs. There is a garrison to the north in E6, but it is a trek.
Yep. On my screen that we're looking at right now, that thing that you can see in the middle of your screen, that's the TFK airhead. Terry Fold is pretty happy to just sit and defend it. You'd like to see a big TFK spawn wave come off this now. Smoke going down to try and protect it. They don't know where the enemy is coming from, obviously, because we're in admin cam. We can see literally everybody in the map. Madcap Beef, obviously, he must have seen that. He must have seen that airhead go down. He's just the other side of the hedge, so he won't see it. He'll be pushing up. Terry Fold will have to have heard those shots. Surely, Madcap Beef, this could be fucking huge. Going down. Proceeds of Crime taking him down, and this cap has started to go TFK's way. TFK Coffee taking down Hoog, but that airhead did go down. No more airhead. I'm assuming that was that grenade. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can grenades take down airheads, Kingsy?
100% they can.
There you go. So that grenade, it was enough to take it down.
If you're pushing an airhead and you're running at it and you got grenades, throw your grenades first before you even get there.
Yep, it might kill you when you get there, but on the off chance that you don't get it, you'll take it. Hell Destroyer doing some goddamn work there. Of course, as soon as I mention him, he goes down to the rocket from Camo. RD's going to push in. That's a bombing run from... Jeez, is that the NRD bombing run?
Yeah, that's the EMU Warvet's bombing run. I'm not quite sure where it was aimed at. What it was
taking out... That's taken out far more of their own players than any of the enemy. But I'll tell you what, it has taken down the TFK defensive Gary that they had in their blue zone there. So no more Gary. So it did take down a few lads, but now they don't need to do it. Chad doing Chad things, obviously. The other side of the rule, they're just going to be like ships passing in the rule. I said that. You heard me. They're Chad with the headshot. You know what I love about headshots in this game, my guy? Is that goddamn ding noise. Kingsy. Find me a better noise in all of video games. Find me. I'll fucking wait. I'll wait.
Yeah, that's a hard one. The ding just once you get going with dings, it's good.
Delicious. The Beardless Viking taking down our man Chad there. There was a big spawn wave that just went off. If I'm not wrong, I'm gonna say, yep, they've managed to get their Gary back in that little waterway that we were talking about before. It seems to be the favourite point of all Garys. I'm just gonna point out 10 goddamn minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes to go. Already I'll be in chat, Kingsy, and I will be hanging around chat for 15 minutes. Obviously, this is in a delay. After the match, please feel free to stick around. We are going to raid somebody in the Hell Let Loose community. Hopefully somebody is up and running. I know Blue was playing before. If I could raid Blue Rose Jelly, that'd bring me an inordinate amount of joy. But EMV, they've managed to push back and get numbers now, Kingsy.
Yeah, they've heeded the call to defend.
Yeah, and this is
a massive blueberries on point now.
Yeah, red berries on our screen, but yeah, and look, it looks like with 10 minutes to go, they're going to be pretty content to go pretty hard defense, I'd say. Is there anybody at all attacking Western approach?
We have nobody.
Yeah. So sort of as we called it before, obviously EMU War Veterans, that sort of Frankenstein of a team that's been put together. Pretty happy to go hard defense. That's a bombing run. That'll be the TFK bombing run. Taking down a couple of lads. Has it managed to take down? The Gary still lives. So although it did manage to take down a lot of the EMU War Veterans lads, the Gary's still up, so they're just going to be able to spawn in. TFK lads, the blueberries pushing towards the right of your screen. Charon, Trosser, Chad, and Hello King. Guy's going to try and defend. X has just spawned in with Madcat Beef. Tracer has just run straight past them and got brutally murdered for his efforts. Chad taking down Madcat Beef. X is still there, and he's going to take a very good headshot. Hello Kink. He's just going to walk straight past X, and Guy is going to take him down. That was I don't know where that precision strike was aimed at, but that Gary, it's still up. Still up, boys and girls.
Panther.
Really?
The 76, but Esky and Jaeger cruised up behind the enemy Panther and took it out.
Oh, you should have called it. I would have loved to have seen that. That's fine. As a tanker, how effective is that? Getting that recon tank with its maneuverability, whilst the heavy tanks are engaged face to face, having that recon tank push in behind and just start smashing their vital areas on the back of the tank. It
was actually a really good play. The Panther had the 76 lined up for quite a while.
Yep.
So it was focused on the 76, and the Greyhound just cruised past it without even taking any enemy fire.
Oh.
We did lose the 76 though, but the Panther's down as well.
So a little bit of a trade there. How does the cost of a 76 compare to the cost of a Panther? I don't play Commander that often.
Both are at 600 due to both being heavies.
Yep, so same price for both. EMU War Veterans, they've managed to they really have managed to spawn back. 7 minutes left, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, 7 goddamn minutes left. I hope you're enjoying this, because I sure as hell are. Kingsy, are you having fun, my guy?
100%. It's been awesome. Awesome to watch.
It's freaking great watching this. Yeah, it's freaking great watching some of these competitive matches. From, especially this level of competitive match, from, Artie going down. Looks like they've got that Garrison locked in with the Artie now. Just seeing if they can hold off some of those spawn waves. Little do they know, most of these EMV lads have just spawned off. X with another headshot. I should point out, as soon as I mention his name, X going down. Yeah, every fucking time. You know how it is. I know that was Wild and West because I heard the Lego gun. The new sound of the MG42. I'm not a fan. I feel like it sounds like a paintball gun or somebody shooting Lego. I'm not too sure which, but either way.
Yeah, bring back the old MG42.
Oh, it sounded so good, didn't it?
was a bit of cap weight. Oh, there is pressure up on Western now. It's
There is. Let's switch over and have a look, because
they've got an airhead down inside of cap. Mr. Chu's trying to find it, and Wormel's defending alongside RD and Beardless.
so they're the blueberries. The blueberries you can see now in the middle of your screen is the overlay.
Airhead is gone. As you get Chu through a grenade, perfect grenade. Perfect time to use the underarm throw.
Excellent. Did TFK have enough to be able to get back and play on this, though? Are they going to be able to get back and defend?
They do have a garrison. If this Greyhound, they have had a spawn wave, but the Greyhound might find the garrison.
All right, I'm going to switch over to my screen just because it's a little bit clearer on the old stream. There you go. RD going down. And that is it. That's the almost the entirety of that EMV cap wave. As soon as I get over and have a look. That's the Greyhound. We're going to have a quick look at that. That's the Greyhound that Kingsy was looking at. Just having a look at the TFK lads. They don't have any AT close to it. That Greyhound's going to be pretty content to sit there and shell Lord knows what, but he's going to do it. He took the garrison down. So even though he didn't, he's on his own there, he is going to be able to, just by taking down that garrison, it means TFK aren't going to be able to spawn back, and they don't have any anti-tank to be able to deal with it. They also don't have any squad leads to be able to put up that garrison. So you'd assume, Jesus, I tell you what, just as we've said that, TFK have started to put enough cap weight on checkpoint. We're going to get back over there and make sure we don't miss anything there. I didn't see where that push came from, but that is no fewer than 4 TFK lads, and that's enough on the strong point itself. The EMV boys towards the top of your screen are going to try and push back. Jesus, what a fucking match. This is going to come down to absolutely come down to the wire. I do think that EMV are probably going to be able to defend this, but look, I'm just waiting for TFK to make me eat my words.
Yeah, that sector control from our E6 garrison has pulled it back in the War Vet's favour.
Yeah, there you go. As we get back there, nearly every single one of the TFK lads got murdered. Defective. There is a. I'm going to suggest that there is a spawn point over there somewhere. Is there a TFK spawn point? I can't see it. Have they got it in a bush somewhere potentially? Nope. Maybe there just wasn't. Maybe I'm absolutely incorrect. But EMV pushing back to defend. 3.5 minutes left. This is almost GG. I'm never too sure. I really should write it down somewhere. I fucking swear. I really should write it down. How long it takes to cap a point. But you'd assume that EMV has probably got to reinforce. So I'm going to call it here. Kingsy. This is going to be an EMV lag and APX win. I'm going to say it. I don't think TFK are going to be able to get back and do anything about this. There is a big spawn up there. TFK lads are going to try and push in, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
It takes 2 minutes to cap a point, so they need to start. TFK need to push all of EMU Warvets out and start capping in 45 seconds to do anything.
Yep, can you let me know? Can I just get you having a look at the map there and just let me know if that, even when that reinforce gets put down?
The reinforce has actually been used already and it's just about to run out.
Really? Okay, so maybe a little bit early from them, but I don't think they needed to use the reinforce given the cap weight we saw before, but that's all right. It could have potentially been the turning point. TFK, obviously, with 2.5 minutes left, are going to put absolutely everything into this. They need to start capping, and they need to start capping now. Look at that. That is just a fucking headlong run at the point. 10 seconds left. If they don't start capping now, we're done.
They do have 2 tanks on point. It's as much as I love the TFK boys, it's a GG.
Oh, look, this was a hard format. Yeah, so there you go. We've just got under 2 minutes. There is no cap weight. Checkpoint hasn't been taken. The last thing for TFK to do is just to start capping it back to just sort of prove a point to this EMV Frankenstein team. Kingsy, this has been one hell of a match.
It's been awesome watching this back and forth between the 2 clans.
Right.
Sorry, the 2 clans. The 1 clan and the 40 other clans that are playing at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look, just one hell of a match. Are we going to stick with... I know you called it early. We do need to call a man of the match. We'll save it till exactly the moment the game finishes. But are we still going to give it to Proceeds of Crime?
He wins it in my book. I've seen him do everything. He's changed class. He's murdered people. He's taken Garrus. He's done everything you want a player to do.
Yeah, like I tend to agree. I don't think you can go wrong with calling it. There you go, 50 seconds. We're under a minute out for this one, lads. Stick around. We'll do a little bit of a post-match after this. We'll talk some shit. I'm genuinely hoping that some of the lads from this match will jump in and have a chat with us. And after that, we will raid somebody from the Hell Let Loose community. Whew. Proceeds of crime. I do need to pick one. I like to pick one from both teams. Do we have anybody from the EMV side that you'd like to shout out? Anybody that's done a genuinely good job? I know. I know.
They've all done work. It's hard. They've all done what they needed to do.
What I'm going to say, I'm going to call it. We saw him get murdered a lot, but there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, GG, well played. Now, I have learnt my lesson. I do need to spend a little bit of time on the stats. Just a little bit of time on the stats. So we're going to scroll through them now. Can I get you to do me a favour? Whilst you're having it, Prawn Hub gets my vote, just because he happened to be the top one. Have a look and tell me who scored highly on the EMV side, my guy.
Oh, good question. We've got Hoogs. It's mainly the EMV... Emu War Vets tank crew, they scored really well.
Yep.
Infantry wise, once this screen disappears.
Of course we need to have a look at this. I love that I get experience for this. I'm leveling up. Fucking leveling up just from watching games. Would you fucking believe it?
I'm already level 10 tank commander. I don't need any more.
I love it. There you go. Just scrolling through. We've got 45 seconds left. You guys can pause this wherever the hell you like. There you go. I'm going to scroll through the other side for you. Rice Spice. Fuck, there are some big names. Read us. Red Bull. There you go. So our man of the match from the TFK side was none other than Proceeds of Crime. I'm going to give Read us. Breadus. Is that just bread?
It's bread.
Yeah, this is fucking bread. Fuck it. I know I'm never going to hear the fucking end of this, but I'm going to give Bread man of the match. There you go. Fuck it. He played well. He deserved it. Here's my man of the match. Let's keep scrolling through. And that is all of the... That's all that you're going to be able to see. We're going to go to our post-match screen. That is this one. Ladies and gentlemen, that was fucking huge. There you go. That match, that was the EMV, Lag, APX, and a few other mercenaries. Their team taking out that game against TFK. 3 points to 2. Kingsy. That was intense. I don't know how many times, I probably should have counted, but that middle point flipped so many times. That was huge. What a fucking match.
It was a ripper of a match. Watching the point go back and forth and them contesting each other's fourth cap, second cap, however you want to see it. It was awesome to watch. They both did very well. Emu War Vets being compiled of a few different clans, so that's a lot of work you've got to get into clan. But TFK, again, as I said, they've done really well. They've come a long way, and it just goes to show they could have taken it if they went that way.
Oh, absolutely. There was just some massive plays. So I always ask for it, and we never quite get it. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to lie. There are two lads that just played in that game. I'm going to drag them up from Discord now. We've got... There we go. There's one. And there is number 2.
Good thing we stopped our conversation just then.
I know. I really should find some way to let you guys know it's happening. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the voice of Mr. Chu. How are you, my guy?
Tired.
Oh, you and me both,
tired.
brother. I think I've just been shouting into my mic for the last hour and a half.
I don't know about you, but that's mentally draining.
Oh, absolutely. And your mate and mine, Magical Arab. How are you? Welcome.
Good
and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Very fucking well. I might start with you, Mr. Chu. Obviously, the game didn't quite go your way, losing 3-2. But me and Kingsy were just talking about this before you joined us. TFK have come a long fucking way. That was a banger of a match, my guy. Well fucking played.
That's what happens when you play as many comp games as we've played in the last, 6 weeks. I think you've casted pretty much all of them, so we're doing our best. We're doing our best to shed the Armor 3 skin and turn into a Hell Let Loose Hell
Oh,
at
no.
Loose Clan, but we're coming along nicely.
Some of the stuff we saw in this game was absolutely magnificent. You basically did all the right things. That game could have gone either way. It just came down to gunplay at some points, and it was just like one guy died in an important spot, and that meant you lost the cap. Unlucky, my guy. So very well played, and thank you very much for putting on a great game for us.
Oh, I don't think you should just thank me. I think there's another guy in this room that should be commended for his team.
There absolutely is. Magical Arab. Well fucking played. How did you go, mate?
Well, I feel the love, first of all, and we went fine. Like, I feel like we did good.
Yeah, you did. You absolutely did. Geez, you had some good lads. Your team today was basically like a who's who of the OCE community. I just, like, everywhere I looked, there was a lad on your team that I've played with before, I've casted before, I've seen done amazing stuff. It was amazing. It was impressive, and genuinely, congratulations on the win, my dude.
Thank you very much. Yeah, unfortunately, we were unable to get most of our guys on, so it's like 30 minutes to go. Who the hell can I get?
I know, but I appreciate you joining us. But genuinely, congratulations, my guy. And I'm looking forward to seeing, for both of you, are you guys looking forward to this new comp that's coming up? I think it's called the APAI, if I'm not mistaken.
Like you wouldn't believe, mate. I'm super keen. So are my guys. Yeah. So hopefully you will see just a straight team of us and NRD, and we're just going to go ham.
Hell yeah. And I, for one, I'm looking forward to it. Mr. Chu, you guys are obviously gearing up for that as well. You keen? You excited?
Beyond. Like, we've been preparing for this now for the last, 6-8 weeks of just, 4 games in a row, then a week off, and then another 4 games. So next week we've got our week off, and then tournament starts, and it's going to be just insane. Like, we've got an absolutely outstanding opportunity in front of us to play both against the OCE community, but then also branch out for the first time and go and play some international games. So it's going to be a learning experience. Hopefully we can walk away with hopefully not a group of death, rather a group of opportunities, as we're going to say once we get the draw. Yeah. So fingers crossed, goes our way.
And I'm sure you guys will go back and look over this cast to see where things went and how things happened. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. That was a fucking banger of a match. So to both Magical Arab and Mr. Chu, thank you very much for joining me. And thank you very much for putting on that game. It was absolutely brilliant. I really do appreciate it, my guys.
Thank you very much for streaming, my man.
Thank you for streaming as well. I know it was a very last minute. Can we rush around? Can we get someone? And you came in and saved our bacon. So
always have. And after watching that game, glad I did. Thank you very much, guys. I'll move over to Kingsy. Yep, go.
One thing before we go, can we get some hearts in chats for our man Swinny from TFK?
Yeah,
we missed the man. He's coming back hopefully soon. We hope to see him on the battlefield together with us. So hearts in chats. I know the TFK guys in about 15 minutes will be spamming the chat with hearts. I'd love to see some others as well.
Good. Get some love out for the lad. Man. He is one hell of a dude as well. If you've ever played with him in the OCE community, it'll be great to have him back when we do. Genuinely looking forward to it, lads. So thank you very much, guys. I'll move over to Kingsy. We'll start wrapping things up, mate. Thank you very much. Was this the first game you've ever casted?
Yeah, 100% it was. It was just an awesome game to cast, and thank you for allowing me to be present. Learning curve.
Absolutely my pleasure. You would never have picked that you'd never done one of these casts. You're a fucking natural. If you haven't already, go. I'll get Kingsy to type something in chat over there. But you can also get him at twitch.tv/that name you can see just below that weird tank thing because he doesn't have a webcam. That's all right. We'll get him sorted eventually. But go give him a follow. He's only just sort of started streaming, but some very, very good things happening over there. So thank you very much, Kingsy. I hope you had fun, mate.
Thanks for having me, Stu. It was awesome.
Absolute pleasure. We'll wrap things up. If you're sitting around now in chat and wondering, what am I going to do with my night? What we are going to do as soon as this game finishes, as soon as we go to the stream ending screen, we're going to go raid somebody from the Hell Let Loose community. We always find somebody delicious. I think I saw Blue streaming earlier, Blue Rose Jelly. She's going to be casting the game against 3 Para with us tomorrow. Next week, OC Foy Boys, the Fuck You team, is going to be playing... There we go. Lots of hearts in chat. I appreciate it, lads. Fuck You team is going to be playing the GBI on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to be playing, and I'm going to be casting Fuck You versus Core on Sunday. I think I've got those days right. Just check my Discord if you haven't. That's where I put up all my shit when I actually know what I'm doing. But we're going to wrap it up. One hell of a game. Thank you very much, guys. I like to finish every stream by saying a little bit of look after yourself, lads, each and every one of you. And if you can manage to do that, see if you can't look after somebody else too. It has been a goddamn pleasure. I will see you next cast. I'll see you next stream. And you know what? I'm going to fucking look forward to it. Bye. Bye, Kingsy.
Catch you soon.